In today's video, I am going to be breaking down Jonathan Mogbo and what he is able to bring to the Toronto Raptors, but also his scoring moves that he uses in-game to be able to get baskets that can be associated also to the NBA level. So let's get down and let's check out Jonathan Mogbo into what he's able to do on the court. Now, this is a play that his team used a ton. However, I really want to point this out. After he received this ball, faked the dribble handoff, looked for the pass, what did he do? Well, this is a 4-out play, and obviously when you're in the high post in a 4-out, the last option is to attack the rim as fast and as hard as possible. When he attacked the rim, he took one dribble, two dribbles, and then made a lot of body contact right there, which was extremely important because if you can make contact with a moving defender with your shoulder without going past your lead foot, this is not an offensive charge and should be a good no call, which there was no call here, so that was a fantastic no call by these referees. He lands on 2 feet right there and created all of this distance because of his shoulder contact. After making that shoulder contact, he was able to go up for that floater, and it was an absolutely perfect move. Now, is he going to be able to make shoulder contact like this in the NBA? Well, if this was a superstar player, he would probably be called for an offensive charge. If this was another rookie, he would definitely not have a foul call on him. This is almost the same play. However, now instead, his teammate sets a screen for the corner player, and that corner player then cuts to the rim. This was a fantastic pass and shows a lot of court vision by Jonathan Mogbo to be able to hit players who are cutting to the rim. Now, this next play, they're running a high-low set. They're playing up against what looks to be a 2-3 zone, and his ability to catch this ball in that high post and then being able to do a quick bounce pass to the low post again shows his ability to pass, but also his court vision as well. Now, one thing that the Raptors can use a lot of is a player who can guard guards at the point. And by being a 6'9" roughly in 7' plus wingspan type of player, somebody who's like that who can defend guards at the point will get a lot of steals and a lot of these baskets as well on the fast break. The one thing that I do love to see in his game, and what I really like about his game too, is the fact that right here, he is reading what this offensive player is doing. Most likely, he's reading the fact that this defender is not in help position, neither is he, and he is not in the gap. This player is playing the gap, which is great, but the offensive player cuts up and he's about to cut back. And this guy is not playing the position correctly to watch for back cutters. That's exactly why this pass was able to happen. And also, if you are in this position, how this pass was able to happen was Jonathan Mogbo was able to notice that his teammate was cutting back door, so he led the pass. Being able to lead that pass is extremely important. If you can lead the pass as to where that offensive player is going, you're going to be extremely successful getting these assists to your teammates, and in this case, an and one. Now, while Jonathan Mogbo has not been named a really good shooter, he can hit the mid-range shot. And coming off of this move right here, where he does a quick punch dribble and then takes a quick step back after that punch, he's created the gap in the distance, and while this is not a three-point shot, that can develop. He has a pretty solid shooting form that can allow him to stretch out to the three eventually, maybe not right away, but being able to be this mid-range style player who can bang around in the low post, eventually, there's nothing really drastically wrong with his form. He's going to be able to stretch out to the three-point line, and I would expect that to happen later on in the first season. Now, I really like the fact that when he's in the low post, as we see right here, he is being collapsed on by 3 different players. He's able to stay very calm, and he's able to find his way to get that ball to the rim. Now, the only thing I would say is he's not going to be able to bang around as much as he is right here, really trying to force his way through the defense at the NBA level right away. We have to remember that he's just coming out of college. He's going to be not as strong as guys who have been in the league for 5 to 10 years. And because of that, he may struggle with moves like this. However, with players who are obviously fouling and him still able to fight through that foul
without getting a foul call, which terrible call, by the way, like not calling this. I know the NCAA has slightly different rules than FIBA, and we play FIBA up here in Canada, but this is in your cylinder. A player has a player cylinder. That defensive player is currently over top of Mogbo's cylinder, which means that if he goes up, he makes arm contact first, which he did. We can rewind that just a bit right here. He makes contact with his arm first. I always teach that. If you are in the low post and you've got a defender's arms over top of you, if you can lead with your forearm first, that creates the arm contact. And then you go up with the ball, you should get a foul call if they are in your player cylinder. A player cylinder is that all the way up to the roof. So that should be an and one, but isn't, but he was still able to fight through with strength to be able to get that basket. He also has some pretty good off-ball defense. We can see that right here where he tees up that block. Fantastic. This is a great player to be able to model your game around if you are roughly around 6'9" with a massive wingspan. Overall, he's a fantastic player. I have nothing bad to say about the kid. He's going to be an absolute beast for the Toronto Raptors, and if he can really just step into the league, obviously the Raptors have their established players, but if he can step into the role of being just a rebounder and a passer from the high post or the three-point line, he is going to be, and obviously be a defender. If he can be a rebounder, an assist maker, and a defender, and he is able to do that to get court time and then expand his game eventually, he is going to be a rock-solid piece of the Toronto Raptors. But if he is unable to do the rebounding, assists, and also the defense, then he's going to have a tough time. Those are his 3 keys to success if he wants to stay on the Toronto Raptors. But these are his moves to be able to score the basketball. I hope that you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, hit that like button and subscribe, and I will see you guys again in my next video.